brand is an emotional connection with your desired audience. Let's say that again for anybody who wants to take notes. A brand is an emotional connection with your desired audience. So tell me a little bit about the different products that sit underneath Condé Nast.
So Condé Nast, you have all the brands that that this big media company own, such as Vogue, GQ, Vanity Fair, Tatler, and many others across 31 countries. But you also have here, let's say, there's a creative studio, which falls now under the Condé Nast entertainment umbrella, which is the teams developing videos for clients, so branded videos. We have, for instance, Lexus. We worked with Lexus in the past, with GQ.
There's a notion, right, that people will watch Devil Wears Prada and think this is what it's like to work at Condé Nast and be part of maybe Vogue or GQ, but that's not the truth, is it?
No.
What is it really like?
It's really more human than that. The people who work with the brands at brand level, so for Vogue, for GQ, the editors work really hard to produce the best quality in terms of editorial, the writings, to appeal to a very demanding, let's say, reader who expects to be inspired. But at Condé Nast, what we do is day-to-day tasks to enable these people to keep doing what they do. So we look after strategies to develop new sources of revenues.
I mean, one of those amazing strategies that I would assume would have come out of a great brainstorm with the business of Vogue, which I love, being a marketeer. I think it's amazing. When did that launch?
Vogue Business launched in January 2019,
right.
End of January 2019.
And how's it doing?
It's doing really well.
I'm sure.
We just launched Vogue Business in China.
Amazing.
Early December 2019. So yes, this is a work that Kira Byrne, Director of Business Development, has led from the very beginning till the end, and worked tirelessly to get everyone across all the Vogues aware, the editorial teams, but as well here to create one entity Vogue Business, recruiting her staff, and making it a success.
Powerhouse that it is. Yeah, I remember when it first came out, and I thought, this is a winner. This is going to do well. But so you've got Vogue Business, but then you've got other departments in Condé Nast, because Vogue Business would be seen as one of your products, correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So what are the departments? Let's assume somebody's watching this and they're like, well, I think I'd like to work at Condé Nast, and maybe they're not quite sure how they could transfer their skills from where they are to here, or maybe they're starting out as a graduate. What are the different departments that you have there?
So it goes from the people team, for instance, which deal with human resource. We have the communication team, strategy, we have finance, there is a commercial team, a product team, a design team, so it's very varied. We have a global licensing team as well.
So let's break some of these down, because they sound like good names, but if people don't know what they mean, they're going to be like, what is that? So global licensing, what is global licensing?
Is a very, very interesting team who handles all the work with the publishing house in countries where we don't fully own the production process. I want to say it's, let's say in Thailand we own GQ and Vogue, so we have a partnership with a licensee over there who have the rights to publish our brands.
Wonderful. So that's global publishing.
Exactly.
Global licensing.
Global licensing.
And then what about strategy? What does the strategy team do?
So the strategy team looks at new ways to diversify revenues for Condé Nast. So where are the new ventures? Where should we tap? Where should we put our time and resources? to make sure that the business remains sustainable.
And so strategy, and then what's the difference then between the strategy team and the commerce team, for example, the commercial team?
So strategy is the team that does the research, that looks at the trends, that looks at what the environment looks like, and they offer the groundwork to see if there's potential for a new venture. The commercial teams, they handle all the requests from the clients, so the advertisers mainly. They generate the revenue. Exactly.
Absolutely. And the commercial team, I would assume, deal with partners, commercial partners, sponsors, as well as advertisers?
They do. They do indeed. So we have the chief client officer who's based here in London, Jamie Downing, who handles a portfolio of all the clients that Condé Nast have across all of the titles.
And particularly as a print publication, Condé Nast's print products do really well when it comes to advertising. You think about Vogue, for example, it's really robust in terms of advertisers. So that's all come from the commercial team.
Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's go to the team that you're in, the comms team, which
Exactly.
would be the team I would be in. So tell me about comms.
Yes, so the communication team, we have the PR team who handles all press for all of our brands. We have the internal comms team as well, who deals with all the big announcements or the change that's happening throughout the company. We have a social team as well who looks at what the brand, who handles the Twitter, the Instagram, the LinkedIn profiles for Condé Nast. And we have an events team who handles internal conferences and a few events here and there.
So a bit like the event that I did today, where
Exactly.
I was training the team.
Exactly.
You guys handled that one.
Yes.
Okay, are we missing the department? Design. What does design do?
Design. So for instance, they've been working for years now about redesigning all of our Vogue and GQ websites. So each edition used to have their own website, which was absolutely fine. But in terms of consistency of brand image, we had to create one single layout for a Vogue website. So they work on finding the best designs for that project, for instance. So that was years of meetings with the editorial teams from the two magazines, suggesting loads of mood boards, consumer research as well, to check that it was working well, it was efficient, I guess.
Absolutely.
So yes,
And that ties us nicely into the data team, because the data team are responsible for
so capturing
it's like I handed the baton to you.
capturing the performance of all of our websites.
Right.
So seeing where the readers go online, how much time they spend on articles, what is their habits, what are they looking for, and understanding better our consumers as well. And so we can relay back to the editorial teams in the market and say, well, this is what is performing well, creating some best practice.
We were talking about data in my session, weren't we, and how that applies to corporates as well as personal brands. And data's key for decision making, isn't it? It's it underpins some of the decisions that a company will make.
Absolutely, absolutely. In today's world, data drives and defines as well some trends. So Condé Nast has been investing a lot in the data team and creating these platforms to know better what our reader wants, but also to advise clients and offer the best products for these clients as well.
Amazing. I have one question for you. So you've been at Condé Nast for how long?
2 years and a few months.
Nice.
Yes.
And what's the thing that you love about working here?
the people. Here it's it's the Condé Nast London HQ. I joined Condé Nast, we were around 100 people, I think, and we grew within 2 years to up to around 400. So just to start, when I started, it was very a startup feel. Everyone kind of knew each other, and then it expanded into this big powerhouse. So I think the people were, everyone is very international, and it's really great to be around passionate people. This is what is as well something that is inspiring. You come here and you know people give their best to deliver and to make Condé Nast for Condé Nast to remain the leading media group.
Good, I love it. If you could summarize the Condé Nast brand in one word, what would it be?
That's tricky. Inspirational.
I like that. I was going to say leader, but you say inspirational.
Yes.
I love that. Well, thank you for sitting down. Thank you for
Pleasure.
showing me around. Thank you as well for having me in.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Awesome.
It's a true pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.